AKA Patters, good morning. Happy Saturday. Cheers. We got some hot morning coffee. This is usually I do iced coffee, but right now it's hot. Welcome to StanUARY. This is look, it's a month long. It might be extended a week because I had that crazy stomach flu. Still dealing with some of the stomach flu, by the way. But in StanUARY, excuse me, in in this holiday of ours, we celebrate the life and legacy of Stan Lee. And today, we're working on, check this out, we're working on the DC Just Imagine version of the Stan Lee DC universe, where he recreated the DC icons. And it was pretty effing good. And they had the best of the best in comics work on them. And today we're doing Superman, as you can see right here. And if you're not familiar with this story, I mean, it's drawn by John Buscema, right? John Buscema from How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, available right now on Tubi. We have something that is beyond awesome, beyond special. And this is the easy one. The ones I enjoy is there's an Aquaman one, the Flash one I absolutely love. The Aquaman one too is drawn by Scott McDaniel, who is a unheralded genius. The craft, but we highlighted these a year ago too, and I just love talking about these versions, these takes. These are so separate and so individual that you can call them anything. The Green Lantern one doesn't even have to be called Green Lantern. I would prefer if they rebranded everything and had that approach. And look, the Batman one too, with by Joe Kubert here, and you see the pen that he drew with on this. The coloring for this one too is just beyond fantastic. So much fun, everyone. So much fun. So we have some empty panels here in our book, in our self-made comic book. We got Lightspeed here. On the inside of every single one of these pages, there will be a version of Spider-Man. Next up will be the Todd father, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man. So I would say in the entire, like every single prompt, every single part of this challenge that we have planned out, total excellence. What's up? Total excellence. I tried to do a 11 p.m. stream last night, and I don't know what happened, but I clonked out. I fell asleep so quick. Sometimes once my mind like slows down, like what it's like this, and then it's like once it slows down, I'm out. But anyway, we're doing morning, and we're going to be back later today. Also, I have to highlight that for anyone watching this stream later, because a lot of you do catch these streams later. Right here, Todd McFarlane. We're going to rock and roll it. I'm going to try and do the entire page live. Recently, I've been attacking portions of a page, or like the bigger features of a page. Usually, I like to have some of it sketched out. I didn't even have time for that because we've just been busy. But cheers, total excellence. And to all of you AKA Patters. And if you want to know what's been keeping me busy, also, we've been on a heck of a run when it comes to videos. Now, look, comic book review videos do zero. They do a donut when it comes to traction. Nobody wants comic book reviews. Nobody. But we did do Pregnant Joker. That video is live. And look, I'm getting so good. I'm doing it so well with my programming. As soon as this stream is over, this Batman 130, the review of this, and I can't crack it open because to me, it was so shocking. But this video will be live as soon as this stream is over. And then we've just been doing some straight up character design. I got finished these today. We have a new page here for Cosmo Cat. That's a story that is expedited, we'll call it, fast tracked. I need my reference. This is awesome too, people. I'm so used to having my reference digital on my tablet. I'm not used to having my reference right here at the drawing table. And live, I just almost want to recreate this right here. You know, like even with the like the glowing splash effect. I just want this here, and then I'll figure out the rest of the panels. I was originally thinking of doing like the Alex Ross, like if you guys are familiar with the Alex Ross single monotone like dream sequence origin flashbacks that he does. He did those for the DC Treasury editions. Those I absolutely love those, and I kind of maybe will emulate some of that here, because you know the colored pencils add a new layer of shading and dimensions, and it does make it a little bit fun, a little bit easier. And also, I just wanted to highlight. Look, part of these streams is documenting my process. So we've been approaching Spider-Man on eggshells. So some of it is the bleeding. Okay, we've had bleeding effect, and keep in mind we're just doing cheap Crayola markers here. So we've been trying to control the bleeding because we have to do solid colors. And the reason for that is the more you double up and triple up your coloring stroke, the more likely you're going to bleed through. So that was number one. Okay, for this one, number two was using Black India ink. If that was going to bleed through, looks like we're good with that. And then the third big piece for the Spider-Man pages, because again, we're emulating a little bit of how they appear printed. It's the webbing. Because we're drawing things so small, you know, like we can't do proper webbing. We have to kind of work on a solution for webbing. So the face here and the hands came out so well. I can go back to the Steve Ditko one and you know, finish that. So there's a lot of back and forth when it comes to the Spider-Man pages. There's also back and forth because we have a Blippi here who appears in Solar Man. He's a Solar Man like mascot, or he's more or less a Benjamin Tucker mascot. But he appears in like every panel. And then for the Spider-Man pages, we have Stan Lee coming through with the creators of the style that we're emulating on the page, interacting with those. So here he's interacting with John Romita. There's so many micro decisions happening this year. A year ago, it was just like I sat down and it was one character, one page, no connective tissue. No style changes, nothing. It was so simple a year ago. This year, it's so much more complicated. But that's what you do, because again, it's a sketchbook challenge. It's not called a sketchbook easy. What we got here from our boy TE. Oh, cool. Okay, Batman 130 is live. Yes. It's the first panel in the recent. No, this is John Romita here with his beard. So I want to say, like, did I play off the beard? Stan Lee's in the background though, and Stan Lee will also be in the background for the Steve Ditko. And it's so funny, isn't it funny how the first two are guys with glasses? Like Ditko wore glasses, John Romita wore glasses. Yeah, let's just kind of brown up a little bit. I guess maybe my purple highlights was a little too aggressive, because you should be able to kind of see this is a bearded fella here. So that's a failure on my end. And as always, we're going to target 45 minutes here. Pretty soon I'm just going to just start saying 1 hour, because all of these seem to be 1 hour. And then I have to go work out immediately after this. And then we're going to prep Todd McFarlane. Now, the Todd McFarlane stream, though, will be... Hold up here. The Todd McFarlane stream. So maybe that helps. But the Todd McFarlane stream will have to get completed. Like, so here's the thing. Because I'm pressing here, any pencil here is going to show up there. So this page needs to be in order to a point before I even attack that Todd McFarlane page. So we do have work ahead of us. I don't mind leaving some of the story gaps. Okay? Like, I really don't. So, like, the story gaps, I mean, like, these pages, essentially. Because, I may get, like, a better idea down the road of how to approach it. And I'm leaving myself open for that. It's a little bit of my process, too. There's so much back and forth. All right. So let's do this. I don't know how, and here too, I got work in Blippi somehow. How crazy is that? I got work in that robot thing. I would license Blippi myself. I mean, I guess it's owned by Marvel, right? Because Blippi appeared in the cartoon Marvel comic. I want to say it was like workshop by Marvel. So Marvel's got to have a stake in the Stan Lee version of Solar Man. But I would love to get the license of Blippi and do my own origin, almost do like an ET story with Blippi. I think that would be nothing but fun and awesome. Fun's the key word here, everyone. FUN. So already here we butchered a leg. Okay. Yeah, I mean, glasses, and you know what too? You almost want to say the medical world went like this way. If you want to consider how consistent glasses were like 40 years ago, and now they're less and less, and we have things now like contact lenses, we have surgeries, we identify sight issues relatively early. It's also a compliment to the growth of the medical industry. I'll say that. I'm just trying to make this leg. So maybe here. One of the things I like about this design, or the features of this design that I like so much, is the bulkiness. And it's just like, it's like bulky and chunky. And I love that. I really do. Here we go. Yeah, and the cool thing, excuse me, I got so much morning phlegm. Sorry. Um, Not morning phlegm. I literally woke up. We made coffee here, and I'm here. I love the scar too. He's got this scar like right down the side of his face. Isn't the coloring and like the modeling for the face so well done here? And it goes to show you, like, just a quick note on this. This is focal point, so you can kind of see that the rest of the yeah, right, like the rest of the image doesn't get as much attention as the focal point does, and that's how you save time. You can save time if you decide what your focal points are, and you make those highlighted areas versus non-highlighted areas. I'm not getting the right angle for the leg here. Having the screen up though does help. I'll say that because I can look at my screen here and it gives me a little bit of distance on what I'm drawing. Like, kind of just like what the forms are. It's a decent trick actually. Now I think someone sent that to me too. My buddy Mark sent it to me. Who kind of like was on the early episodes of my podcast way back in the day when it was still called Dream Warriors. He sent me, I think DC's bringing back the Just Imagine stuff in a like anniversary anthology, I think. Wow, why is that? This is just not. Look, this is also this is like the dirty part of the process that not a lot of people like to watch or they even recognize. And he doesn't even have like any distinctive hair. That's what I mean. Like, there's just so many differences between the creative choices here than the the Man of Steel that like we'll call it the proper Man of Steel. And again, too, like that's the usefulness of doing kind of like Elseworlds and having alternate takes. Even though it's everything of that now is so freaking overdone. It like partially, like if you kind of watch that Batman 130 video, And the only reason why I made that video is I felt like I needed to document that, like, where we are when it comes to comics and so maybe the potential real issue, which is editorial. Editorial is the fall of editorial is really what broke comics. You know, like editors can't. It just seems like there's no such thing as no anymore. Editors can't say no. They can't shut things down. They can't tell other creators that they're being a little lazy with their approaches. And it's an easy fix. I know from the outskirts, that's easier said than done, right? This leg here is the absolute bane of my existence at this point. We're just not getting it. That leg is not coming through. And part of it too is I'm not seeing it too well in my head. And I talk about that a lot, like at length. It's you have to be able to see objects in your mind, like almost like metaphysically before, like as you're drawing them. You have to be able to visualize what you're drawing as you're drawing it in real time. He's got this weird strap like right there. But we'll put like a buckle on it. And he also has the one like idea that's here that I really, and it's almost becoming like a Superman interpretation trope. Hold up here. It's a Superman iteration trope, which is we have to work the symbol in we have to work the symbol in somehow. Like, and this is useless. We don't need this. I'll say this: this doesn't look as fluid as the Buscema one. The Buscema one, there's a fluidity to it. And then, like we will have, we'll still be able to. So we will have a couple panels to do something with here. But all right, and then we were 50-50 on cracking open a new micron. All right, so a little bit better about that one. I mean, we did make progress. Like progress meaning we're here and we started blank. Bravo. Making his scar way more prominent. And the reason for that is you don't get any cooler. Don't get any cooler than having a scar on a character. I also butchered the hairstyle here. All right, we're getting there. I mean, just based on how it started. Yeah, it's like that. How it started, how it's going. Mean, yeah. Welcome to the artist life. And I always want to say, right, I got to do like an after Buscema here because we are just emulating this cover. I don't think it has enough Peter flair to separate it. Progress. Cheers to progress. We're actually making some good time. Just realized we're 37 minutes into the stream, and I spent half of it talking about other comics. Well, as long as it looks like something, that's always the goal. A lot of the process is you kind of get anxious and you almost like you fall in love with something before you even like touch it, and that was clearly because I don't know why this cover just screams it just screams like something you could read, and it's really because it also has this collage of like origin, homeworld, uh, beating up criminals, right? Like it has all of these elements, and very similar to this. And does like I basically constructed this entire page just to do this like city shot, this floating city here. And this wasn't written, it wasn't in the script, but I was so compelled to show. I wanted to show off where we were, and I just fell in love with this idea of a city. Uh, like, and I compromised the rest of the storytelling for the page, like for that reason. So there is a lot of selfishness that happens. And but that's something you as a creator, like, you have to embrace that, because that's your trigger to put in all the time it's going to take. And some people might say, well, money does that. And yes and no, it actually doesn't always do that. There's a level of violence in my strokes also. I like it to be aggressive. Good idea. Good idea, comics. We gotta talk about Energy Man, dude. We gotta get energy going. I still have that 3-page origin story for you, buddy. That was supposed to be a part of Trial by Fire, but I just added so many more new pages to TBF. A lot of them were going to be TBF Volume 2, but we made some publishing changes to the slate. So some of this now too is going to be like the highlights, and I think I am going to echo some of this. See, like it's almost like like I said, like this is almost like a halo effect, because the light that's hitting the forehead and going into the shoulder and traps here, it doesn't really flow into the rest of the figure. And you kind of want to say too that it should, because we lose a lot of the inking on the legs here, and the colorist really should taken into account that we're losing some of the line work. It's always one of my precepts when it comes to digital coloring is you have to maintain the line work. If you don't maintain the line work, you're robbing two parts of the process. You're robbing the penciling part and you're robbing the inking part. And you're really not searching for a happy medium. With that being said, here we go. We got Superman here. Soup. Wow, we're already at the erasing stage. I'm so pumped. So I do feel like we are, and if I had like a kneaded eraser, I could maybe lighten some of these pencil lines. But I thought I had one. I have a love and hate relationship with kneaded erasers. I never feel like I need them, but then I do. So we're hitting that 45-minute mark. So now looking at it, you do nothing but see like more errors, more problems, more things to fix. Oh, it's colored. Nice. Hey, go to chat GTP. Good idea. Go to chat GDP and let them write your copy and the sales pitch part. You can add what you've written and just add the notes, like improve this, and rerun it a few times, and the options you get are awesome. If you need help with that, let me know. Yeah, it will. Yeah, I saw your comment earlier. Like that was, dude, that food poisoning. I'm not joking. Dude, that food poisoning was BAD. It was bad. It was bad news. And I'm not exaggerating when I say I threw up buckets. There was buckets of puke. So some of this that I'm fixing here, it's just like some of the contours. Just so like things have a little bit more texture, they're a little chunkier, more chips, more identifiable. So let's go in. Let's pop in some of these highlights. We're going to go with flat yellow. This is my last yellow marker also. Yeah, and we're just going to start right here. I'm going to start at the top. And we're going to hit that nose too. I usually when I highlight, I put on one side of the nose or the other. But we're changing things. So when you do double or triple lighting, it's pretty easy to pinpoint where your highlights are going. So I guess I'll say like a little bit of this year's theme too for this StanUARY is we're highlighting the creation so much more than a year ago. We're making them more of a focal point when it comes to the page layouts. And the reason for that is we're dealing with so many unknown characters. The unknown characters for this year has gone up exponentially. It's an exponential growth in unknown characters for StanUARY prompts. But everyone that's hanging out, thank you so much. Anyone that comes in later, always grateful. Big thank you, always flattered. And then, like I want to just put like a secondary scope, I'll call it, like secondary highlight, which is just going to be like underneath here. I call this scope. I don't know, like I'm sure it has like a artisty name, but I call it scoping because you build the scope of the figure out. Like now the figure has scope. I feel like scope's a good word for it. So just a little bit of blue. And then we can go in here. Orange going down fast. See, we can go in here now and just improve. Like add another layer, another hue shift. Just makes that yellow pop a little bit more, a little bit better, make it a little bit more believable. And that's what we're doing here. We're selling something that doesn't exist. And that's the fun. That's the fun of it all. This didn't exist until now. I mean, you guys were able to watch it live. How amazing is that? We're saving some of that face for the end because the face is going to just have dots of a highlight of the orange. I mean, not the highlight. So we will be doing today, depending on my flow, because it is NFL. It is the NFL playoffs today, everyone. It's 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Don't forget your game times. But I do want to drop that Solar Man video like ASAP. 2 years in the making on that sucker. Or we'll say 1 year. It's like realistically 1 year. So the reason why I went from like top to down with the yellow and then bottom to up with the orange is to kind of gauge and get into a rhythm of applying the orange and having a good eyeball for it. And you don't want to do that with the face. You don't want to test that with the face. Here we go. And then, as you guys were waiting, we have the yellow pencil here, right here. And we can just kind of blend some of this yellow into the white paper. Just enough. See, and then, I'm not happy with that chin part there. Not happy at all. I feel like we have to, okay, maybe we just fixed it. All right, we're at a good spot, people. 55 minutes. Go Jags. I know, right? Isn't it crazy? Yeah. Yeah, go Jags. I guess like the dream championship matchup would be Bills Jags, right? Like go Bills Jags for the Super Bowl. Like that, if that happened, it may not be good for the casual NFL viewer, but the NFL like the NFL world would just go nuts. It would go wild if the Jags got that far. People, rock and roll. I love you.